Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between DIMAGA and Hasu here on Desert Oasis. We have DIMAGA spawning over here on the south side of the map as the blue Zerg player. Meanwhile, we have Hasu spawning over here on the north side of the map as excuse me, as the red Protoss. So this will be Protoss versus Zerg here on excuse me. Yes, I do try to drink water in between every single in between every single game, so there's that. Back over here, Hasu spawning as the red Protoss, and now both sides just training up, trying to get more and more units and trying to get a stronger economy going. Nothing too out of the ordinary so far, as now we see another Overlord being trained and now a Pylon being warped in. Now, Desert Oasis is one of those strange maps where you see a lot of interesting play. I don't know quite why. It's probably because of the spawning distances. The spawning distances are very, very far away from each other. And because of that, it takes a long time for units to walk in. However, even though you'd think that that'd be a very, very strong benefit towards the Zerg have to deal with this very, very exposed natural expansion. This exposed natural expansion, very susceptible to any sort of zealot push coming in from this side or this side as well. Now, a lot of Protoss players like to do some sort of warp-in strategy, trying to hide a pylon, perhaps even over here to warp in units here. Back over here, we do see DIMAGA now throwing down a very early hatchery, so that hatchery will be coming down, and it looks like, yeah, there is going to be a pylon block over here. DIMAGA wanting to make sure that there is no sort of pylon blocking, as a hatchery now going to be placed down over here. So a hatchery now coming in from DIMAGA. Back over here, we still see DIMAGA continuing to harvest more and more minerals. We'll be throwing down a spawning pool in just a moment, as we now see Hasu trying to get a stronger economic game going with the chrono boost on the main Nexus over here, trying to train up those probes much more quickly. Over here, we do see one probe quickly getting a scout, quickly finding that there is going to be a very fast expansion already coming into play, and we already see some drones moving out. So not exactly sure what these drones are doing. Perhaps these drones are looking for some sort of proxy pylon to take out. DIMAGA really wants to make sure that there are no pylons, and moving out with these drones, any sort of cheese tactics. So these drones were able to quickly look around, not see any sort of pylon, as this probe is back over here activating this Zelnaga watchtower. We do see one Overlord and now a Cybernetics core being warped in. No Zealot, however, so no Zealot to try to block any sort of early aggression. However, it's not like DIMAGA already has a spawning pool up. This spawning pool will nearly completed, and now it will still take quite some time for those Zerglings to be able to run in over there. So not even training up any sort of Zerglings just quite yet. Training up a Queen first. Overlord now up and now training up those 4 quick Zerglings. Back over here we see... oh, wow. Starting to lose my voice. Back over here, we see an Overlord now in the air, and we also see double assimilator. So Hasu may be trying to go for some sort of Stargate play down on this position. Stargate, Phoenixes, and Void Rays both are a very, very viable option. However, DIMAGA may be trying to just train up a lot of Queens, and if he can get a lot of Queens out, those Queens will be able to handle that aggression very easily. DIMAGA now coming in to sees that there is a pylon down over here. No Stalker to really be able to shoot this Overlord out of the sky. Most likely the Stalker will try to take down this Overlord and then throw down whatever quick tech that he wants to. So the Stalker trying to shoot down this Overlord. Overlord already down to 131 hit points, may be able to barely escape with its life over there, as that Overlord now down to 63. Will it be enough? Down to 50, and all of these little doodads limiting how many shots that Overlord or how many shots that Stalker will be able to deal towards that Overlord. Pylon now being warped in, as we have another gateway and now getting the level 1 weapons upgrade. So that's going to be more of a change in strategy. This Pylon may just be there for sight. Back over here, we do see what... production wise, we see 2 gateways, 5 drones, and a metabolic boost. The level 1 weapons upgrade on these Zealots will be able to handle those Zerglings fairly easily, as long as we start seeing a chrono boost out of this Nexus. Yeah, and we start seeing that Forge being chrono boosted, so that will take off 10 units of time in terms of research. And now going into a 4-gate strategy with a Cybernetics core researching Warp Gate. Back over here, we see DIMAGA now upgrading to tier 2. So DIMAGA upgrading to tier 2 without any additional extractors down over here. This is a little bit of a surprise, as I would normally say that DIMAGA is trying to go for Mutalisk, but without any extractors over here, he really needs the additional gas. Mutalisks are very gas intensive, 100 gas, 100 minerals, so that will limit how many Mutalisks he will be able to train up. I guess he's just trying to get as much gas at this time as possible. Back over here, Zealots now almost getting that level 1 1 weapons upgrade as a second chrono boost being cast on that forge, and now also that warp gate coming in. So stalkers and zealots now being trained up. Back over here, DIMAGA pretty much knows exactly what Hasu is doing. Hasu has very limited map control and map sight at this stage in the game. Another warp gate down over here. So now we see a 5-gate push. So this 5-gate push may be able to deal some damage. Zerglings not able to see any of this movement here, as we now see a probe moving out. So that probe will be warping in a pylon in just a moment. Production-wise, we do see 2 additional extractors down over here, but I still do not see any sort of... Excuse me, I still do not see any sort of Mutalisk or, oh no, we see a Hydralisk then. So Hydralisk now being trained up. So yeah, that's the reason why now going to be training up a lot of Hydralisks. You see DIMAGA now able to train up 7 Hydralisks, and now we'll be able to train up even more as the spawn larva completes. So DIMAGA teching quickly the Hydralisk. I do not think that Groove Spines is being researched, no. So they will be forced to fight with a range of 5 against a range of 6. However, the Zealots, even with that level 1 weapons upgrade, will need to run very, very slowly as they do not have Zealot charge. Stalkers now trying to engage. Perhaps they'll be able to shoot down some of these Overlords out of the sky. And now down goes one of those Overlords. Zealots need to get in front of that army. Stalker need to get behind, and more Hydralisks coming in. So Hydralisks now focusing down those Zealots, and then down goes another unit there. However, Pylons now being warped in as well. So we should be seeing more and more Zealots being warped in. Zealots are going to be the key part of this army, as they will be able to deal a lot of damage. Back over here, trying to deal more damage. And will that sentry be able to get a force field on that ramp? Needs to also get a guardian shield as another stalker being warped into play. These Hydralisks, however, using that creep, able to move very, very quickly with a movement speed of 3.37. And then down goes another Overlord. So DIMAGA currently supply locked. Never mind losing 2 quick Hydralisks and continuing to put a lot of bit of pressure. We need to see another sentry. Otherwise, Hydralisk is going to be able to reinforce. However, cut in transition. Down goes another Hydralisk. And Hasu just in a dominant position this game, able to just deal so much damage with these stalkers and these zealots. And he may be able to just take this game with this very, very heavy 4-gate rush. And DIMAGA says GG. So here on Desert Oasis, a 4-gate or a 5-gate push, I believe, yeah, 5-gate push, very, very aggressive against DIMAGA. DIMAGA was not quite ready to be able to handle that because of this very, very exposed expansion. The Hydralisks and the Zerglings didn't have a very good and easy choke point to try to guard. The Zerglings unable to get any sort of real surround on top of these Zealots, as those Zealots had that level 1 weapons upgrade, and then the sheer army size of these Stalkers and these Zealots taking down so many of these Hydralisks. A well-timed force field as well let Hasu know that no reinforcements were going to be coming in from the high ground. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between DIMAGA and Hasu here on Desert Oasis.